Macro thoughts: US crude futures eased back 12 cents to $57.90 after jumping 2% on Wednesday to ground last trod in mid-2015. Brent crude was last at $63 or just below a barrel. Put up a chart, yes, $62.95. My target is actually $70 a barrel. That's a change of thinking from previously when I was quite bearish. And essentially, I wrote about this on the 13th of November when I said geopolitical risk is biting back hard. And that's why I'm predicting that the crude oil market reprices further to run and will lift Brent crude over $70 a barrel. The geopolitical risk I'm talking about is in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where a 32-year-old wannabe king is making some very dramatic changes about which I've already spoken. But his education is limited to a bachelor's degree in Islamic Law from King Saud University in Riyadh. The BND dossier blamed MBS and concluded that the concentration of economic and foreign policy in the hands of the Deputy Crown Prince harbours the latent risk that in the attempt of establishing himself as the heir of the king during his father's lifetime, he will overplay his cards. I would love to have an IQ test done on him. This is the $550 million yacht which he bought on a whim and apparently threw the previous owner overboard. That's a bit of an exaggeration. And my piece from the 13th of November was the capture of a 32-year-old wannabe king. Saudi graft suspects are starting payments for their freedom, sources say. The payments less than a month since the detention show the speed at which Saudi Arabia wants to settle the corruption probe that involved the sudden arrests of royals and billionaires such as Prince Alwaleed bin Talal this month. The purge, while welcomed by some in Saudi Arabia, has also stirred political uncertainty in the kingdom, at a time when Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is seeking to attract international investment. Authorities estimate that they may be able to recover between $50 to $100 billion from settlement agreements with suspects, a senior official said this week. Suspects are being offered settlements to avoid trial, the Saudi official said. If they accept, talks are held with a special committee to work out the details. Payments are based on amounts authorities believe suspects have amassed illegally, not their entire wealth. I wrote about this when I said we could see a massive $1 trillion disgorge right here. And then the Mail Online has an interesting article. Prince Alwaleed was hung upside down just to send a message. They are beating them, torturing them, slapping them, insulting them. They want to break them down, the source told the Daily Mail. Outside the hotels, they're being detained. You see the armored vehicles of the Saudi special forces, but inside it's a private security company. They've transferred all the guys from Abu Dhabi. Now they're in charge of everything, said the source. The source said that Salman, often referred to by his initials MBS, is conducting some of the interrogations himself. When it's something big, he asks them questions, the source said. He speaks to them very nicely in the interrogation, and then he leaves the room and the mercenaries go in. The prisoners are slapped, insulted, hung up, tortured. And this is what I said was going to happen in that article I wrote on the 13th of November. Rapper Nelly is to perform in Saudi Arabia. Only men are allowed to attend.